Did you know that as of 2022, the average cost of a new vehicle reached an all-time high? According to Consumer Reports, the average cost of a new vehicle has reached over $47,000. With prices soaring and scarce availability, more and more consumers are switching to purchasing pre-owned vehicles. However, according to a study done by Mary Sullivan titled The Auto Buyer, Access 2022, published in 2020, many consumers did not understand the car buying process. With most consumers purchasing their first vehicle by the age of 21, what better audience than college students? I've done ample research on the topic in order to help everyone here become a more informed buyer. Not only that, but I have 4 years of experience selling new and pre-owned vehicles for 2 separate new car dealerships. With that being said, today I'd like to share some knowledge with you on how to utilize the internet to its full capacity when searching for a pre-owned vehicle, what to expect as far as the sales process is concerned, and lastly, steps that you can take to try to ensure a safe, reliable pre-owned vehicle. Making a big purchase like buying your first vehicle can be a very overwhelming experience. So, where do you start? You should start online. Stephen Barley did a study titled Why the Internet Makes the Car Buying Process Less Loathsome, published in 2015, Access 2022. Within the study, they covered the number one sales tactic being creating a sense of urgency. The information that you can gather from the salesman online, which included things like specs, features, as well as pricing. And lastly, the effect that it had once the consumer reached the sales floor. And what they found was that it was significantly less negotiation. You want to start by collecting as much information as you can on your own. Start by looking at your finances. Are you purchasing the vehicle outright? If so, you want to make sure that you're looking at the total overall cost, so tax, title, license included. Are you going to be financing a vehicle? Take a look at your monthly budget. Make sure that you're factoring in an insurance cost, so at least a couple extra $100 on top of that, because if you're taking out a loan on the vehicle, you have to have full coverage insurance. An article posted on Consumer Reports titled, How Much Can You Afford to Spend on a Car?, published in 2017, accessed in 2022, went over the 24-10 rule. Put 20% down, don't go over a 4-year term, and never spend over 10% of your yearly income on your vehicle costs, which include the payment as well as insurance. Now that you know your budget, it's time to find the right vehicle that meets your needs as well as stays within your budget. You want to compare the makes and models on Consumer Reports. Edward Collins did a study titled The Relationship Between Quality Perceptions and Maintenance Behavior, published in 2001, accessed in 2022. Within the study, they went over how Consumer Reports uses a 5-scale measure to evaluate quality, reliability, and the performance of new and used vehicles. They also found that the higher the initial quality, the better the consumer took care of the vehicle maintenance-wise, which makes for a better pre-owned vehicle. You also want to search discussion forums. Look for people's personal experience. Are you seeing issues with engines or transmissions all over again? And you can look at mechanics forums as well, see which vehicles they prefer not to work on. Once you have it narrowed down, research the dealerships and make sure that their pricings are in line. You want to check out their reviews. Do they have hundreds of reviews or only 1 or 2? Are they positive or are they negative? How long have they been in business? If they've been established in the community for 20 years, they're probably going to sell better cars than something that popped up overnight. You'll also want to check out their pricing you can do that by the VIN or by the make and model itself by looking at sites like KBB or NADA for the book values. Next, you'll want to start collecting information from the dealer. It's important to note that you can take your time. As soon as you become in contact with the dealer, they're going to try to create a sense of urgency. Just know that you're in power. When collecting info from the dealer, you want to start with the vehicle's condition. You want to request the Carfax. That's what I have pulled up here. This will tell you things like accidents, maintenance reports, how many owners the vehicle has had. You'll want to request the inspection sheet as well as the service history. The inspection sheet is going to tell you what they found that was wrong with the vehicle when it was brought in. The service history is going to tell you which repairs the dealership actually made. You also want to request the out-the-door pricing. Along with that, you can request if there's any certification, warranty, or guarantee that comes along with that purchase as well. Once you've completed everything you can do on the internet, it's time to actually visit the dealer. What to do and what to expect once you get there. As soon as you get there, you're going to have somebody come up and greet you. You just tell this person that you've been working with someone online. They'll get you right with that person, and then you'll want to request to do a solo test drive. When you're doing a test drive, you want to make sure that you're actually listening and feeling the condition of the vehicle. You don't want a salesman in there trying to smooth talk you the whole time. David Strauss did an article titled "Things to Consider When Buying a Used Car," published in 2022. Within that, he discussed what to look for on a test drive. Check the brakes, any sounds, how do they feel, does the vehicle pull to either side, and when you pull over, you want to make sure that you look under the hood as well as under the vehicle. Is anything leaking? Does anything sound abnormal? You want to check the hood to see if anything is sprayed. The next thing is really important that a lot of people don't do is you want to take the vehicle for a used car inspection outside of the dealership. It might cost you $100, but it could save you $1,000 in the end. It can tell you whether to run away. It can also give you a negotiation tool if they find a few things that are wrong with it that the dealer didn't disclose to you in the beginning. While you're there, it also gives you time to call the insurance company to get a quote. If you've made it this far and you think it's still the perfect vehicle for you, it's time to do the paperwork. While most of the negotiation should already be out of the way, now is the time to use any of the other negotiation power that you had, such as if anything was wrong with the vehicle. Next, you'll go into the finance office. It's important to know that you're not required to purchase any add-on or extras, but I do highly recommend that you get gap coverage. In conclusion, purchasing used can be overwhelming and risky, but by starting the process online, knowing what information to request, and understanding the process, you can eliminate some of the stress as well as the risk. The next time you go into a dealer, I hope this speech brings you some confidence knowing that you're in control. As a salesman would say, you now have the ammo for your arsenal. If they try to high pressure you, and they likely will, you now have the knowledge to fight back to help ensure that you're getting a good price and a good vehicle.